Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dispatch's official YouTube channel. I'm hoping that everyone watching will actually find this video really helpful. Yeah. So today we're starting off with the very basic. We are going to look at the overview of the trucking industry, which means that we'll look at the very basic structure of how the USA trucking industry works. So let's break it down. Let's get right into it. At the core of trucking industry, we have four main components, which are shippers, brokers, dispatchers, and carriers. We are going to take a look at the responsibilities of each, and we'll figure out what are the tasks that each one of these are responsible for. First up, we have the shippers. Shippers are actually the businesses that manufacture goods and need them transported. Shippers are the starting point of the complete supply chain. They have to make the products and they have to ensure that their product reaches the market. Let me tell you something that without the reliable transportation, shippers' goods would actually never reach the market on time and they would never get to their clients on time. Responsibilities of shipper usually include manufacturing, preparing goods, controlling the quality of their goods, scheduling, and communication. Communication is actually a common factor between shippers, brokers, dispatchers, and carriers. All of them have to be efficient communicators so that the shipment or the transportation runs smoothly. So, after the manufacturing of the products, shippers actually have to prepare them, which means that they have to pack them and they have to make sure that they're ready for the safe delivery. Plus, they have to take a look at the quality of their product because it is important that all of the products that shipper are making are actually up to the standard of the market and up to the standard of their clients. Scheduling on the shipper's part would include that they have to determine that when the shipment needs to be picked up and when it needs to be delivered so that they meet the demands of their customer. When it comes to communication, shippers have to communicate the brokers to arrange the transportation, and they have to provide all of the necessary instructions for handling their cargo. Let me give you an example. So let's say if shippers have a product that needs to be transported in a maintained temperature, which means that they have to convey these instructions to the broker so the brokers can actually find out the right reefer for them. Let's move forward. Moving on, we have the brokers. Brokers play a very crucial role when it comes to connecting shippers with the carriers. Brokers are, let's just say that brokers are like the matchmakers of the industry, that which means that they have to find the perfect carrier for their clients. Brokers have certain responsibilities which include negotiation, which include market analysis, risk management, and of course, taking care of the documentation on the behalf of the shippers. Brokers have to negotiate the rates, brokers have to negotiate the terms and conditions with the carriers for on behalf of their clients. And they do that with the help of dispatchers, which will look forward. Brokers continuously have to do the market analysis because they have to stay up to date with the market trends. They have to stay up to date with all of the dynamics of the supply and chain. What it does is that when brokers do right market analysis, it helps them minimize the risk, which is our next point, the risk management. It helps them to minimize the delays. It helps them to minimize the damages or any other sort of disruption that occurs during the transportation. Brokers can take care of that. When it comes to documentation, the brokers have to take care of documentation on behalf of their clients. Documentation would usually include agreements with the carriers, it would include contracts, and brokers will have to check the insurances and the permits of the carrier for a smooth run, of course. Moving on to the dispatchers. Dispatchers have few key responsibilities that are listed here. That includes route planning, negotiation, which is common with the brokers. They have to do market analysis, similar to the brokers. Again, the coordination, documentation, and communication, which is common in all four components. And they have to be good problem solvers, of course. So, what I would say is that dispatchers, they're like the logistical masterminds because they have to usually work from behind the scenes. But even working from behind the scenes, they have to take care of everything like coordinating schedules, managing the routes for their clients, the carriers, and they have to keep everything on track. Now, dispatchers actually have to be very strategic planners and they have to be quick decision makers because the market is always changing. There are new loads coming up, so they have to find out the perfect load for their carriers so that they can maximize the trip. When it comes to the planning routes for the truck driver or the owner operator, dispatchers have to make sure that it is according to the preference of the carrier. They have to make sure that they are minimizing all the delays, they are minimizing the mileage, and also they're minimizing the fuel consumption. Dispatchers have to negotiate the best possible rates for their carrier from the broker, and they can do this with the help of market analysis. So, market analysis will help dispatchers know that what is the current rate per mile and what is the good spot rate. And they have to coordinate that with their drivers, which means that coordination is really important because dispatchers have to make sure that their drivers are picking up and delivering the load on time. Documentation on the part of dispatcher includes filling out the carrier packets. It includes taking care of the other documents that are required, which includes MC authority letter, which includes insurance, the W-9 form, and the factoring papers. We are going to talk about all of this documentation in the videos coming forward. But yes, dispatchers have to take care of all of that. Dispatchers actually serve as a primary point of communication between the broker and the carrier, which means that they have to communicate any traffic delays, they have to communicate any scheduling conflicts between the carrier and the broker. Basically, dispatchers have to ensure that the journey for the driver is as smooth as possible and they're making the best rate. Last but not the least, we have carriers. Carriers, the main job for the carrier is to transport goods safely and efficiently from one location to another. This is a primary task of the carrier. Then they have a lot more other responsibilities which are equally important, which means drivers management is very important for the carrier because if you're a fleet manager or if you're an owner operator with two or three trucks, that means you have to manage your drivers. And that is where you can take help of a dispatching company because they can help you manage your drivers efficiently and they can actually help you maximize your revenue. Equipment maintenance is very important for the carriers because carriers have to make sure that all of their trucks are perfectly maintained and they're good to take the cargo. If the maintenance is good, that means that there will be no delays in transportation because trucks will run smoothly and they will not break down during the journey. Then comes other responsibilities, which are DOT compliance, loading and unloading, communicating with the dispatcher if there are any problems. And then the carriers have to take care of the insurance, which means that they have to make sure that their insurance is not expired and it's good to go with the load. This was a quick overview of the trucking industry in USA. I'm hoping that everyone finds this video really helpful. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. And we will have more videos coming up with the details about the trucking industry. And we're hoping everyone will find them helpful. If you want to reach us out, you can reach us out on the number and the email given. Thank you for watching. Until next time, deliveries every mile.